You'll never have a dead battery again with this portable charger. Dave Taylor here, and I'm looking at this. This is the MyCharge Hub Turbo. This is the latest in their many different portable chargers. This one's really nice. Now, it has what you would hope. It has a couple of prongs that come out so you can plug it into the wall and charge it directly. It has built-in wires for Lightning and USB-C, and has a USB port on the bottom if you need to use it. And it has a little button you push and it gives you status lights so you know how much charge you have. Really everything you need in a charger. Oh, and the size. This is 10,050 milliamp hours. That is pretty hefty. That's somewhere around 4 to 6 times the size of the battery of your portable device, which means you got a lot of charges in this. Now, to be fair, it's a little heavy. It's 1.2 pounds. It's about 2.5 inches by 4.5 inches. So it is a decent size. Here it is compared to an Apple iPhone 11. So you see it's not hugely dissimilar in size, but it's obviously considerably thicker. But oh my goodness, what a lot of battery it has, and what a lovely thing that is. So what makes this really interesting is that MyCharge added both quick charge and power delivery circuitry to this. So if you have a device that can handle it and can communicate properly, this thing will charge it as fast as it possibly can. Not only that, but the unit itself charges at about twice the speed of a typical 10,000 milliamp hour battery. So it actually, it can retain the charge for an entire year. I haven't tested that, but come back in a year, we'll see if it's still charged. No, just kidding. So all of that, really all the great specs, but fundamentally it's just a battery with some really useful accessories, which leads to the question, well, how does it actually work? So here's what I did, is I took 2 phones. I have an iPhone 11 Pro and a Pixel 4 XL, and I charged both of them just off of my MacBook computer and timed it. And then I charged them both off of the MyCharge Hub Turbo and timed that. So which one turned out to be faster? Well, in both cases, this actually did pretty darn well. So let's start with the Pixel 4 XL. When I plugged this into my MacBook Pro, it charged at a pretty good rate, about 56% charge in an hour. So that's not bad at all. You could charge it faster with a slightly higher amperage, and this apparently does just that, because this gave the Pixel 4 XL a 76% charge in an hour. That is not bad at all. That means you can get to lunch, plug this thing in, and if you have a lunch and you're talking and stuff, by the time you unplug it, you're probably back to, if not 100%, pretty close. Now, the iPhone doesn't seem to be quite so happy with all of that, which is kind of a drag. So when I plugged it into my MacBook Pro, I got a 44% charge in an hour. All right, not great. Again, not really high amperage. But as far as I could tell, the iPhone 11 Pro doesn't support either quick charge or power delivery, because when I plugged it into the MyCharge Hub Turbo, I got a whopping 45% charge in an hour, which means that this was just slightly faster than plugging it into my MacBook Pro. If I plugged it into a higher amperage source, I would charge it more. That's how the iPhones are designed. That's really how most of these are. But let's just keep this in perspective. So I got roughly, more or less, a 50% charge in an hour with the MyCharge Hub Turbo. So that's not bad. Different devices are going to have different results with this same charger, of course. But you know, don't get too excited when you hear quick charge and power delivery 3.0 and all this sort of stuff that you think, oh, cool, so I'll plug this in for 5 minutes and get 3 hours more time. Not quite that glorious. Although, for things like charging AirPods or something, this thing's pretty wicked. But that's a whole nother story. Very small battery, very small power demands for the charge. Nonetheless, I'm going to give this a big thumbs up. You know, does it work better with Android than it does with iPhone? Well, sorry, iPhone users, yes, it does. In fact, the Android phone, the Google Pixel in particular, has a very nice design in terms of charging, and it just charges faster and better. So I kind of prefer that, but we're not talking about phones, we're talking about this portable charger. So what makes this really awesome, of course, is number one, you don't need anything special to plug it in. And number two, the real win, the huge win here is built-in cords. So it's ready to go with Lightning, it's ready to go with USB-C. I can even charge both of these devices simultaneously. And when you plug them in, you typically have to push the power button once, and now they're both charging simultaneously. How cool is that? Not only that, but if I plugged it into the wall with any number of devices hooked up, it will do the correct thing. It will pass through the charge until the device is fully charged and then charge itself, which is exactly what I want to have happen. So this means that if I'm at a trade show, if I'm, out on vacation or something, I can actually plug this into the wall, plug this into my phone, and then leave it overnight in the bathroom or something. And then when I get up in the morning, they're both fully charged. I don't even have to think about it. How nice is that? No hassle with finding cords, no worries about adapters or anything like that. It just works. It's nice. Now, it is big, it is heavy, but the trade-off is it has a lot of battery life. So you can charge your phone one full time and then know that you have multiple more charges off this. So if you're backpacking and you really want to make sure your phone doesn't die when you're out for a couple of days, this is your solution. Easy enough, right? Cool. So all that's left to talk about is the price, and it is kind of spendy. But before we get there, I'm going to ask if you can subscribe to my channel. I am a straight shooter, straight ahead. I'm going to give you the honest truth, the good and the bad of every device I look at. So subscribe so you can keep up. Awesome. Now let me just unplug this. So this is the MyCharge Hub Turbo, and it is $109.99 at mycharge.com. That is pretty spendy. But if you've ever had your phone die at a critical moment, you know that that investment is a very small one. It's like never have your devices run out of juice insurance. So $109.99 sounds a little steep, but boy, I'm really glad I have one of these for when I go and I am far away from outlets or just on the move for days on end. So definitely worth checking out. They do have smaller, more modest versions, but you got to be careful because if you get too small, then you lose these glorious built-in wires. And to me, that is absolutely one of the very best features of this product. So with that, I'm going to get back to charging my devices, starting with my iPhone, which is a little slower, which means I will catch you. Hold on a sec. Hold on. Don't go anywhere. Go anywhere. You didn't. Good. I will catch you in my next video.